Do not buy these homes. Before we get to the list, a disclaimer for Georgia. Georgia is a caveat emptor state, which is Latin for let the buyer beware. Basically, that means that you as the buyer had the right and opportunity to find out whatever you need to know about the property. If there is anything you didn't discover, that's on you. There are situations where something goes wrong after you purchase the home, and somehow we discover that the seller did know about it when they sold and it wasn't disclosed. In those situations, there would be legal recourse that could be taken, but even then, you would need very clear smoking gun evidence that the seller knew about it and didn't say anything. There's no argument to be made in, well, he had to have known, how could he not? The disclosure form is not necessarily what is factually accurate, but rather everything the seller is aware of. Example would be there are termites inside the walls. The seller has no idea because they don't have X-ray vision. You buy the home and then the termites make their way out and now you have a termite problem. Now you're upset because you're thinking, we're suing. So if you're looking to take a seller to court, you need hard evidence that the seller was indeed aware of the problem and failed to disclose the information to you. All right, number one is going to be a flip home. I'm not absolutely opposed to flips, but a good one is a rare find. If I see some form of LLC as the seller, that's my first sign that throws my antenna up just a little bit. Now I'm thinking either flip or a rental that they're trying to sell. Either way, now I'm looking for some specific things. There are times when cosmetics are just cosmetic and we would focus our efforts on the more substantial, structural, big ticket items, but now I'm treating cosmetics more as an indicator of what I can't see. Because if you're not even putting in the effort to pick out good lipstick for this pig, I'm worried about what a full inspection might unearth. First place I'm going is the cabinets. If it's the original cabinet that they just painted white, that's a red flag. I'm also checking the drawer slides and the drawer boxes. Open up the drawer, and if you see those white, thin drawer slides, that's another red flag. If the drawer box is made of pressboard, red flag. If the drawer box is stapled together, definite red flag. These are just the cheapest way possible to make cabinets. Not that the house can't be nice if it has those things. I've been in 500,000 new construction that had those types of drawer slides, but now I'm definitely looking at everything else with a lot more scrutiny. If you're dealing with a flip, check the seller's disclosures. Certainly this is true for all houses. You should always be checking the seller's disclosures, but even more so with a flip. Now, what they're going to say is, hey, I'm just an investor. I haven't lived here. I don't know anything. Well, hey, you just spent a bunch of money renovating this house, so you probably know a heck of a lot about it. So fill this out, please. There are different disclosure forms in Georgia. We have the long version, which is about 9 pages of yes or no questions that ask things like, have there been any settling? Has there ever been water damage? How old is the roof? But there's also the short version that essentially says, hey, is there anything we need to know about this property? Check yes or no. Ideally, you get the long one. The next question you need to ask is if they actually got permits for the work. If they didn't and the county or city finds out, you could be fined. Or they could come by and say, hey, this needs to come down. Like if a deck was added and they didn't get it permitted, city can say, hey, you need to get rid of this deck, and that would be on you. Also, did the contractors get paid? If not, they could put a lien on the property, which means that home isn't selling until they get their money. So ask the seller for the contacts of the contractors that they use. So 1, you can make sure that they got paid. And 2, now you have contacts for the contractors who are already familiar with the property. Number 2 is gonna be a home on a busy road. Stay away from a home on a busy road. Whether it backs up to one or whether it fronts it, just stay away. If and when the time comes, it's going to be a hard resell. The home can be super nice and very well done, but if it's too loud, you'll hear the feedback from the buyers. It's a big deal for a lot of people. I've had a lot of buyers take a look at a house online, see the road behind and say, no thanks, not interested. The privacy and noise pollution are major deterrents. That goes for the front as well. If the home is on a road with a double yellow line, don't buy it. Just getting in and out of the driveway becomes a chore. Turning left is a huge pain in the butt. Not to mention, if you have kids, you're worried about them playing in the front yard. That's not really an option anymore. Getting pets in the car is more stressful. Heck, getting the mail can be dangerous. Stick to neighborhood roads. It will always have value. By the way, if you need help finding any homes with value, my name's Joel. I'm a local realtor here in the metro Atlanta area. I would love to help you on your journey. My information is below in the description. You'll also see it here at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to call, text, or email. I'm always happy just to answer questions or have a conversation. Number 3 is going to be a drop-off in the backyard. Buyers love their backyards, especially around here. In North Georgia, as we get closer to the Blue Ridge Mountains, it gets very hilly and there are a lot of basement lots and rolling hills. And some of the time that hill will drop off quickly right at the back of the house. While it may be a decent sized lot, a good portion of that just isn't usable, cutting your practical lot size in half sometimes. It can also cause soil erosion and drainage problems. Now you need to do some landscaping work, maybe a retaining wall, and now you need to maintain the retaining wall and add another item to the list of homeownership maintenance. I've seen plenty of houses that are beautiful, custom cabinets on the inside, beautiful finishes, but there was a drop off in the back and didn't have a backyard. And it just sat there and sat there. The house may comp at $575, but because of the lack of the backyard, maybe the potential hazards, it ends up selling at $525. You're not going to get the same appreciation as the homes in your neighborhood that actually have usable space in the back. Number 4 is going to be a steep driveway. Steep driveway is a big no-no for me. It's dangerous just getting in and out of your house. What if you're in the car and your foot slips off the brake as you're backing out? Or you need so much speed getting up the hill and then make sure you don't run into anything as you level out. Also, what a pain in the butt just taking out your trash, and when it rains it's slippery, and in the winter it may ice. No way. Parking in your driveway is out. You have to park in the garage. Some of you may think it's weird to park in the driveway, but let's face it, most of us use our garage for extra storage space. Hands up for all my driveway parkers. Can you imagine to always have to have the emergency brake on if you park there, just hoping your car one day doesn't roll into the house across the street? The strain that would have on the car over the long term. Offshoot of this is a garage under the main level. Usually this comes with a downhill driveway. Now you have water that runs towards the house, and every time you get the groceries, you have to haul them up the stairs. Every time you're packing luggage into the car, you have to haul them down the stairs. Left your tumbler in the car? Down the stairs? No thanks. Not looking to make the common trivialities in my life that difficult. Number 5 is gonna be an old home. Lastly, I'm staying away from old homes. Anything prior to 1978, no thanks. Are there some charming older homes? Absolutely. Craftsmanship was better in some ways, wood was more mature and sturdier. There are some really unique features you don't see anymore. Would I buy one? Not a chance. Lead-based paint wasn't outlawed federally until 1978, so right away, I don't even want to take that chance. Usually the lead-based paint was painted over, so if you're doing renovations, which you likely are in an old home, and you're creating dust out from the walls, that can be a hazard to everyone involved. Asbestos also wasn't banned in homes until 1978. The older homes often have it in the hot water pipe insulation or the floor tiles. If you want to take that out, you're not just hiring a handyman, you're going to need a team of specialists for that. Lead pipes weren't banned until 1986. I mean, the pipes have probably been replaced over the years, but not all of them. I sold a 1960s ranch last year with lead pipes, and I knew it was almost certainly going to go to an investor who was going to just gut the thing anyway. What homeowner wants to walk into a $10,000 repiping of a house and hope and pray nothing else needs to be done as well? There are certainly downsides to newer builds, but because of the environmental concerns and what it would take just to make them safe, I'm just not touching those old homes. So that's my list of homes that I'm not buying. What's on your list? What are your deal breakers? Hey, if you're looking to buy or sell your home anywhere in the metro Atlanta area, please reach out. I'll see you in the next one.